Welcome back to the Anthony Lee Crypto channel. What's going on, y'all? It is, I don't even know what today is. What is today? Tuesday. It is Tuesday. Let me adjust this. There we go. Get a little more of the flag in the picture. God bless the good old US of A. We are rocking and rolling. Bitcoin is nasty today, guys. It is quarterly close. For those of you who were not on the VIP live stream this morning, we went live for the VIP Discord, did some trading. I think we won 3 trades, three little quick scalp trades. Turned out we could have got a big one, but you know, it is what it is. We got 3 winners. If you want to copy trade me, guys, I know we lost a trade. Let me acknowledge we lost a trade. We lost 2 trades. Let me show you real quick. Today's the last day for you to copy trade me, but that's okay. We lost 2 trades. I want to highlight this. We have won of our last 20 trades. We won 18 and we lost 2. We just happened to lose both of them in the last 24 hours. But it happens, guys. We're still up about 25% on these 20 trades. So still pretty good. I hate taking losses. It is what it is. We lost 5% on the one big trade. The other one was a break even. We just lost some fees, whatever the fee is they charge us. But it was pretty much a break even. But we lost 5%, but we already made 4 of that back. So we're really only down like a percent and a half. So not too bad out of 20 dang trades. And since starting copy trade, we have taken 58 trades and we have lost 6. So 52 winning trades. So not too bad, guys. If you want to copy trade me, we are profitable. We've only lost 6 trades. We're batting over 90%. I'm going to drop a link right now in chat. Today is the last day that you can copy trade. That's not the right link. That is not the right link. Don't click that link. You're already there. That is the link to today's live stream, I think. I don't really know what that's a link to. Maybe a link to some of Jane's stuff. She's working. Anyway, there's the spammed link to copy trade me. I will shut off the ability to copy trade me. I think tomorrow. I said April 1st. I meant like through March 31st. But because I said April 1st, and some of you may be planning to start on April 1st, I'm going to keep it open through tomorrow. But tomorrow at the daily dang close, I'm shutting off the ability to copy trade me. If you want to copy trade me after that, you will have to DM me and get a personal invitation to do so. So get in there. There were a couple people that are having troubles getting their settings correct, I think, that the copy trade wouldn't initiate. I know at least one of those persons figured that out because I did see one of the inactive accounts was now active. I don't know who they are. It doesn't tell me who you are. I have no idea. You're completely anonymous. But I did see it was active, whereas it had been inactive. So if you haven't gotten yours figured out, you need to get it done today. All right, so Bitcoin, today is the monthly and quarterly close. We kind of discussed that yesterday. Today, what we're going to go over are the all-important monthly statistics for the month of April. And I'm going to give you the Anthony Lee crypto prediction for April. We're going to cover that in just a minute, but let's kind of dive in and look at this monthly close that we've got coming up. Bitcoin right now on the daily, we are under a current daily green dot. Let's look at the 2-day. We have a 2-day close today. Today's a lot of big closes, guys. We have a 2-day closing today also. We're not under a green dot. It doesn't look like we're going to get it upon this closure either. We do have stochastic headed to the upside. So it doesn't look terrible. We're going to dive into that in just a second. We're just kind of browsing around. We were in this rising wedge kind of pattern, which don't really like patterns. We have broken down from that, currently retesting. You can see we're currently retesting the breakdown spot of that, rejecting from point of control. I mean, essentially, guys, let's drop back down to the 4-hour. Essentially, all we've done is rotate the range. If it wants to load, it's thinking about it. I may have to, there we go. Essentially what we've done is just rotate the range, guys. That's it. I mean, it's simple. I tell you guys all the time, the best way to day trade, in my opinion, day trade is just range. I mean, Bitcoin just ranges. Look, you leave the range, volume area low. When you close back in the range, long, right? TP1, TP2. You leave the range, okay, no problem. You come back in it, boom, short. TP1, get stopped out, come back in it, short, TP1, TP2. So essentially that's all we've done. We came back in, value area high, value area low, point of control, back to value area low. So we'll see if it holds or if it wants. We are expecting a larger breakdown. So we'll see if this is the time. But I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times it has not been the time. So it is going to happen eventually. So maybe this is the time. We'll see. I will tell you that it is going to happen in April, in my opinion, and historically speaking, it is going to happen in April. Just from a statistical standpoint, it is going to happen in April. We're going to break down from this thing. But when? That is the question. Let's see who's here. Johnny number 5. What's up, Mighty Max? West Coast. Thanos. Hey, yo, my main man, Thanos. Good to see you guys. There's a poll in chat for you copy traders too. If you'll let me know, what do you want to do? You want me to keep scalping this stuff? Or do you want to just kind of hit the 1 or 2, maybe 3, whatever we get, the bigger day trades that present themselves in April? I can focus on that, or we can keep scalping. It's totally up to you. My goal, I started out scalping. We did really well. And then I said, you know what? The next trade I do is going to be the big trade. And then we just wouldn't hit the levels, so I got bored, and people were messaging me, can we just start back something until those levels hit? And so we started back scalping, and now I'm just kind of like, I don't know what you guys want me to do. So let me know. It is your copy trade, so let me know what you want to do. Salt chain, switch to day trade. We'll answer the poll, if you will, so that I have a percentage total. Majority wins. All right. Bitcoin. Let's take a look. Pushing 68K. I would love to come into the 69.2, this point of control. 69.2, we got a daily naked point of control. If we could push up there, close to 70K would be, oh my gosh, ideal for a short trade. Salt chain, so you're saying you clicked, you got to make it difficult. You're saying you clicked scalp, but now you want day. You're making my job difficult. Then I got to do like algebra, simple mathematics. Trying to move up above point of control now, guys. Look how wonky this is. I told you guys this morning, this is an ugly megaphone pattern. Like, who trades a freaking megaphone, guys? Who trades a megaphone? Like, that is terrible. There was even a smaller megaphone on the lower time frames. Like, who does this? This is terrible. This is hard to trade. I don't care. I'm a professional trader. I'm not bragging. There are lots of traders better than me, but these are hard to trade. These are very difficult to trade. There's even this little mini one. Still got the same tops here, kind of like that, and you had this little mini one here. I mean, who trade megaphone within a megaphone? That is very difficult to trade. It is just super ugly. Let me turn the sound off. Super difficult. I got chopped up a couple times today, which I never should have been messing with this quarterly, but, you know, I was kind of itching to get back to trading. So we'll see if we come into the 0.5. We ran it earlier when we came up to it and had the big move down. We ran this. So see if we come in and take this. And then I'm going to get into some TA, but let me see. We may have a trade opportunity here. Maybe not. We are taking this high with some bear divs. I'd like to take the bigger high with divs. I don't know if we'll get it. Let me move the MEXC over here. I would really like point of control, though. Gosh. I can't tell if that's... We might have some slight bearish divergence if we take it, like, right now. Just barely. Let's see what happens, guys. Let's drop to the 1 minute. See if anything's happening on low time frames. All right, here we go. Let's see if we tap it. Let's see if we tap it. We tapped it. Not just getting a runaway reaction, though. Let's try back out to the 12. Not really getting a runaway reaction here. I would really like that golden pocket, guys. Got a dang 702 in red box just above it, guys. We may get a day trade right here. We might get a day trade right here. Sorry, guys. This was not the plan. I did not know that Bitcoin was going to get on its horse and start moving up right here as soon as I started the stream. We do have some divergences here, guys, but we're not really reacting strongly. You want to see that instant good pop, 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 pop. We're not getting that. We are moving down, but I don't know if it's worth taking now. We've already moved down $200. Salt Chain says no in the VIP live. I said scalps. All right. All right. Just talking nonsense. I hear you. I do that all the time. I go to the gym and talk nonsense to people. I'm just kidding. I don't talk to anybody at the gym. I try not to. In fact, I legit want a shirt that says, "Do not effing talk to me." And that's going to be my official gym shirt. People always want to come up and talk to me. I think they knew I used to be a trainer, so they come up like, what do you think about, this version of bench press? I'm like, I don't care. I don't know. Pay me. Hire me. I'm just trying to work out, bro. I'm just kidding. I'm polite, but I do try to avoid eye contact and not talk to people, but I will chat briefly if they come talk to me. But I'm there to work, man. I'm there to work. I'm not there to socialize. So might would have been a good trade here, guys. But it's not the better trade. We did take this with divergence, though. Even got the 3-minute divergence here. I should have taken this. I just think we can push up into the golden pocket. We'll see. Let me set another alert. We come back and take these. I should have taken this trade. Okay, let's go look at our fractal, and then we're going to get on to monthly stats, the real reason you're here. So fractal looks good, guys. Fractal looks good. I mean, you can't deny how similar these two look, right? It's just undeniable. So you had the move down, you had the move up, of course. In case you're a first timer here, we had had this range that we chopped around in. We set a high. We looped down, swooped up, took that high, point of control bounce, key level bounce, and then breakdown, right? Same thing, chop around, set a high, loop down, swoop up, take the high, point of control bounce, key level bounce. Now we're expecting to move down, right? Exact same thing. But the question is, how high? How high bounce? How high? How high? Let's take a look. Now, just because it happened before doesn't mean it has to happen again this time, but let's see what type of retrace we got on the last bounce. 786 retrace, okay? Got 786. Let me turn some of this noise off. All right, 786 retrace. You can see that right there. 786 actually wicked slightly above it. 786 here would take you all the way up to 70.5K. Okay, we got it on this chart. Same one we're looking at on this chart. Okay, right up in here. Top of our dang red box. I like a retrace before the ultimate move down. And I'm not even talking about our April stats coming up. But I really like this confluence right here, the daily naked point of control in 702. Right here at about 69.8, 69.9. I really like this area. I would go copy and personal, a heavy personal short right here. If we came up here with some divergences and a reaction, right? And a reaction, I would consider a heavy short here, guys. I would consider a short here. I would consider a short here, but I would consider a heavy short here. And if we got that, again, 786 on the previous price action up here, that would be a 702, close enough for me. It doesn't have to be exact. I mean, shoot, we could come take we could actually come take this high, right? We could come grab the liquidity from that, get good SFP and divergences, and still move down. The fractal will be invalidated, but the structure could still be the same as far as bearish structure. As long as we don't start closing higher time frame candles above this, we could certainly quick wick that. Certainly. Just like you quick wick the 786 here. Quick wick, see? Certainly. Didn't change the structure. So anyway, fractal looks good. We are still in play, and we are expecting this move down. So when we got the bounce here, how many candles did we get on the bounce? 1, 2, 3, rollover. We're currently on, depending on how you want to count this, it's either the second or third. Just because this candle closed red, this first candle closed red, it was technically a bounce candle. I mean, you had a nice wick here. Gosh, 1.5, almost 2% wick right there. So it just depends. You didn't have much of a wick on this move down. So you had to move down, and then this kind of started to move back up. I would say we're on day 3. Two or three, which means we could have one more up day. Could have one more up day. Let's move on. Let's take a look at March stats, and then we're going to look at April, see how this played out. All right, so it's March stats. We called this the green arrow we put on here on March the 1st. Okay, we call for a move up into the box and then a move down. Now, what I want you to pay attention to is a lot of people are going to be looking at this and say, oh, that failed. That failed. It didn't fail, okay? This is actually a win. This is a success. Well, how? You didn't hit the box. Well, you don't have to hit the box. So the box represents historical average highs or average lows, wick high and wick low, okay? So that is every March in the history of Bitcoin. This was the average move to the upside, average that percentage, whatever that percentage gain is, approximately, I'm not going to pull them up, but approximately 13%, right? And to the downside, you average the move down of approximately 13.5%. So about the same up and down for March. However, average means some months went higher and some months went lower, right? More percentage, less percentage. That gives you an average. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to hit that box, okay? A lot of times you do, right? A lot of times you hit in that average zone. Doesn't look like we're going to hit in this average zone today unless we drop to 58K today. Highly unlikely. Could happen. But the point is, what we're trying to do is glean from historical data to see a structure, okay, and a possible idea of where we're headed first and what's going to happen once we get there, right? And so for March, we were looking, and I wrote up here up top, we're looking for a high in the first week, down only after that. And that's pretty much what we got. We actually set our high on the 17th, but we did get the high on the first week and then came down. But the point is we would go high first and then down, and that's exactly what we got. So high to this area, and then it would be down. The average down was here, so we didn't quite make it there, but the point is once we hit our historical average high, which is what we were calling for, high in the first week, that we would be looking for a move down only. So this is still a win. Does that make sense? A lot of people are just going to say, oh, we didn't hit this. That's a loss. That is not a loss. This is the average. So I hope that makes sense to those of you that we're able to call. We're moving to the upside first, and then it would be down after that. And we knew if we moved to the upside, we did know that if we moved to the upside, about what percentage we should move to the upside. So if it is a win, it is a win. Just like December was a win. December, we actually nailed both boxes. So that, well, all right, so a lot of people would say this is a loss, this is a failure. So with December, we were able to call a low here. Let's see, low in the first week, which we did. We came down right here, from right here, set this low right here, and then we would come to the high side. This was the average, but as you can see, we slightly front ran it. So a lot of people say, oh, well, that's a loss then. How is that a loss? No. We called the low in the first week, followed by the move to the high, and gave the average high move. Doesn't mean you're going to hit that. I mean, you could have come up here. It would still have been a win, right? And you came here, it's still a win because you're averaging, right? This was just the average of like 13, 14 years, whatever it is in Bitcoin history. So I hope that makes sense to you guys. January, nailed. February, see, a lot of people call this a failure too, but how is this a failure? The stats said average of here. I actually said I don't think so, and we nailed our target. But the historical data stats said here. But we called for this move when you're right here to this box, which we got right there on the, I think, the 2nd of February, and then the move down here. So this is not a failure, guys. This was just the historical average. It doesn't mean we hit it. But we were able to glean from the stats that we'd be moving up here in the first week, see high in the first week, and then low after the first week. So this was tradable. So we knew I'm about to get to my point with April because it's going to be similar. We knew that when price was sitting right here on February 1st, that we didn't know where we were going. We didn't know. But we knew to look for that high in the first week, somewhere around 2%. Okay, and once we got that high in the first week, because we were able to sit on our hands and not just guess, because, you know, sometimes you may have gone down. But based on historical data and overwhelming percentages, we knew we were probably going here. So we sat back and waited for that 2%, got it, and we shorted the hell out of this, okay? We nailed this trade. And we knew what was going to happen before it even happened. All right, let's go look at April. I hope I've driven my point home, because I know somebody's going to DM me and say, oh, well, it didn't hit. All right, April. Let me pull up my spreadsheet first, and then we're going to show it on the chart. Get ready for the flashbang. This is really, really bright. Okay, guys. April stats. All right, what is crazy? So first of all, we don't know where we're going first. So I want you to consider us in the middle of the range, and that's okay. We know about the percentage of where we're going. We know pretty much when it's going there. Now, again, nothing is 100%. I'm actually going to put 95% on this one. This is one of the better months to glean direction and percentage off of and approximately win. This is one of the better months, okay? It's pretty clean. Take note. This column right here that I'm highlighting, this is the low date. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And how many months are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 5 out of 13 times, Bitcoin has found the absolute low for the month of April on the very first day. 5 times. 5 times. 6 times it has found the low in the first week. So half of the time you're going to find the low in the first week. 5 of those 6 times have come on day 1. Okay? The high date, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times in the history, 4 out of 13, you have found the high date in the first week. Okay? So for those of you that can't do math, 11 out of 13 times, which is 85%, you have found the high or the low in the very first week. And then it has been complete opposite direction after that, 100% of the time. Okay? So while that still does leave us 15% of the time, it doesn't do what we're about to predict. We have with an 85% historical accuracy of finding the high or the low in the first week. Okay? Now, how does that help, Anthony? I want you to tell me if it's going to be the high or low. I can't do that. But what I can do, and I've also got the percentages here, okay? This isn't correct, 31. The first year you got 170%. That's crazy. We would take that out. And the 50%. Those are anomalies. You just can't compare. Look, Bitcoin opened April of 2013 at 96 bucks. You just can't compare Bitcoin price action at $96 versus $70,000. It's just not even the same ballpark. You can't compare it. So those numbers, I mean, think about it. Bitcoin, at that price, Bitcoin moves 45 bucks and it moves 50%. I mean, we move 45 bucks every second nowadays, right? But back then, that's 50%. Bitcoin drops 96 bucks. Back then, it goes to zero. It drops 96 bucks. Right now, you don't even notice a blip on the screen, right? So you can't compare those numbers. They're just stupid. Like, really. Some of the percentage gains are like 600-700% in a month. I mean, we take those out. Okay, so with that removed, we have the following. So there are 2 different routes this can take, and that's okay. I don't have to know if it's going up or down. So stat A is that Bitcoin goes down first, okay? And what I want you to notice is, first of all, if it goes down first, we're looking for a low in the first week, okay? Remember, 85% chance. Let me put that on here. 85% low, high in first week. %, opposite close after that. All right, so what that means is 85% chance we set the high or low in the first week. Let's say it's the low. If every time we have set the low in the first week, every single time, Bitcoin has closed the month positively. Pretty big positive gain, okay, every single time. So it has never come and set the low in the first week and then him hauled around and continued to close red. It has never done that before. It has always, every single time, set the low in the first week, then closed positively 100% of the time, okay? So it has never closed in the direction that it opened, never. Also, to the high side, likewise, it has never opened to the high side and closed to the high side. So Bitcoin has never done this. Open high, finish high. Never done this. Never, okay? It is always, when it has opened high, and it's only been a few times it has opened to the high side, only 3 times, has always came and closed negatively 100% of the time. So, well, how does that help us, Anthony? You're still not helping us. Okay, well, let's assume that Bitcoin's going to, I don't know. I don't care which direction it goes. I just know when it goes here or here that my long trade is good, okay? Because I know that, and again, this could be the first time, 100% stats are made to be broken, okay? I'm not saying it's always going to be 100%, but let me tell you something, folks. If you get in a habit of betting, okay, and that's what you do when you trade, you're betting. Betting's going to go up or down. If you get in a habit of betting against 100% stats, you deserve to lose everything you have. I don't wish that upon you, but I'm just saying, gosh, I say it all the time. But I see people all day long who will jump at every opportunity to do a coin flip, a 50-50 trade, but you give them a 100% stat, and they're like, nah, I don't like it. But you tell them something's 50-50, they're like, 100x leverage, 50-50. It's crazy. So I will definitely be taking this. And likewise, if we open up here to the high side, I know that my short is good. I know. So I'm not going to be anxious to close my short real quick because I'm afraid we're going to rip up out of there. No, it's not going to happen because it's never happened before. Could this be the first time in history? Sure, it could be. And you know what? I will take a loss if that happens. But I promise you one thing. I don't promise anything because the Bible says not to promise. But I'm telling you one thing. If I play enough 100% trades, I'm going to be profitable, okay? I acknowledge that 100% stats will not always remain 100%. But if you play enough of them, the reason they're 100%, because they play out. So anyway, the percentages are different, okay? So notice this. See how close, and listen, these boxes might change, okay? I don't change my stats. I do not change my stats. My March stats, the boxes have been there. January stats, the boxes have been there. However, I may have to adjust these boxes slightly depending on where Bitcoin closes today, okay? So I readjusted these right before I came on stream with price right about here, about 68K. But, I mean, if Bitcoin comes down here and closes at 62K, obviously I'm going to have to adjust these boxes, right? I'm going to have to pull them down, right? Because the percentage move down for April will be from a different starting point. Does that make sense? So I show these in the next few days and the boxes are slightly different, keep in mind that I will only adjust them at today's close, and that's it. They'll stay locked. Whether they get invalidated or what, they will stay, and I'll be like, oh, look at this. 100% stat broken. But I will never move them. But I might adjust them slightly. So if you're screenshotting this and you come back tomorrow and this box is up here instead of right here, well, it's probably because price closed right there. I hope that makes sense. So, yeah. But notice this. So I'm going to toggle on the other stats for April. See how close this box is to this? Look, that is all from current price action to the bottom of the box is only about almost 5%. But when I toggle this back on, price action, the red box is way up here, about 16%. 5% versus 16%, that's 11% more, 12%, whatever. It's more. But why is that, Anthony? I thought you were looking for, this little bitty move up. Well, here's what the stats also show us. So if we're going to open to the upside, which means close negatively, correct? Then we get a baby move up. Okay, we get just this little baby, basically what you would call a dead cat bounce and then roll down, okay? Okay, does that make sense? Versus if you open to the downside, then you get the big spring out of there for the bigger move to the upside, okay? So the statistic is different. It's not just a historical wick high. I've gone in and bifurcated the data to look at, okay, what is the percentage should we open to the downside and then bounce? Well, what is that percentage of a bounce? Okay, and this is the data. So for those of you that want Bitcoin price to kind of move up and out of there, you want Bitcoin to open to the downside, okay? Because then you're going to get the big spring up out of there, okay? But for those of you that, and likewise, notice if you open to the downside, it's just kind of a little baby like grab and go, right? You see that? Grab and go, just a grab and go, right? Whereas, let me toggle the others back on. Oops, I'm messing up. I'm all over the place. Whereas if you open up to the I'm missing something. I'm missing something. I had my targets on here. All right, it doesn't matter. I'll go back and add those. I had my targets. You know how I put my targets on things? Not just the historical targets. I put what I think. I had them on here, but they're gone. Oh, no, here they are. I'll turn them back on in a second. All right. Whereas if you open to the high side, you get a much larger move to the downside. It's not just a grab and go. It's kind of a prolonged downtrend. Does that make sense? So it's not just an average high and average low. We do have those stats. There's an average. There's an average wick high and average wick low. But I went one step further. Should we open to the downside? What is the average wick low or average wick high after that? And should we open to the high side? What is our average move down after that? Because they're 100%, right? 100% of the time when you open up, you move down. I want to know what that move down is, that a 100% move down if we open up. That way I'll know how to better trade it versus, we generally just move this much up or down. I want a directional bias to go with that. Does that make sense? So I know a lot of you are still probably frustrated because I can't tell you where we're going to go, but it doesn't matter. Just be sitting, okay? If we move up, I'm going to tell you what I think, but if we move up, be ready. Be ready to short here and short it with confidence that you have a 100% historical data backing you, okay? With confidence, okay? Likewise, if we move down, look for this move down. This is the 200 simple moving average. I think I have this set on the weekly. So this is the weekly 200. I'm going to look for a move down to that, which currently, of course, it moves. Moving average. So it's currently sitting at about 59.4. Okay? You're going to look for a move down about there historically. Okay? Boom. And then the big move up. This would be the target. However, my target is just going to be a swoop of the highs, which you can see right there. Swoop of the highs. These highs right here. But you could continue to go up to the actual historical percentage box. Certainly doable. I'm just putting my targets on there also. Now, if we open to the high side, so this little dead cat bounce, I don't think we stop here. My target's all the way down to about 49K. I know this is what historical data says. This is what Anthony Lee says. Okay? I'll certainly be looking to take heavy profit here. 50% of my trade or something like that, maybe more. But I just think we can get the prolonged move to the downside. And that goes back to some of this stuff here, our fractal playing out, right? Our blue fractal here. So a move with April stats would have you like about there. And I just think we will get the full move. I think we'll get the full move. So I have historical targets on the chart, and I also have my targets on the chart, okay? Now, I do like this box for a move up right here before rotating down. This is the box that I like if we move up first. Okay? And I think we probably come down something like this. Not straight lines, obviously. You come down something like this, bounce, retest the key area, and then come on down here. Something like that. Now, what do I think we're going to do? I understand that 6 out of 13 times, so basically 50% of the time, we have set the low in the first week. So more likely we set the low in the first week. But I like that. I like this. I like the move up. Multiple reasons. I like the move up. I don't know that I like. Let me fib this real quick. I don't know that I necessarily like to move up that high. You know, I like 70K. I'm going to circle what I like. Y'all remember I put this circle on here. I like this. Not really a circle, is it? That's what I like. I like that, and then I like the move. I'll draw it on here what I like. I'll draw exactly what I like. And I'm going to hide it and bring it back later. I like this. Assuming we close about where we are now, I like this. I like this. I like this. I like this. That's what I like, guys. Lots of chop in between, of course. Although I do think you're going to get one of these. I do think at some point you're going to get one of these this month. This like never-ending $15,000 one-day candle. I think that's coming. So let me save this. Well, yeah. Let me save this. Sorry, guys. I'm messing everything up. We're just going to save this. I don't need that fib on there. Sorry, it's like I'm working as I go. I'm going to completely have to come redo all of this if Bitcoin closes up at 70K or at 64K. Closes the month. All right, so we got stats saved on there. I got my squiggles on there, so I'll be able to come back later and see if I was correct or if the historical data is correct. All right, so real quick to recap, I know I kind of bounced all over the place. We're looking for a move to the upside to about there, then a move down, at least to the weekly 200 simple SMA. That is historical data, right? Probably come up 702 retrace here, daily naked point of control, somewhere around 70K, 69K. Where do we have it at? Yeah, between 70 and 70.5K. Looking for a move up there, then looking for the move down, or we're looking for the move down first to about 60K, and then a move up all the way to about 80K. Okay, one of the two. And it doesn't matter which one happens first. If you look at this, we're in the dead smack center of the range. It doesn't matter. The stat says 100% of the time, when you come down here, you finish positive. The stat also says if you open to the upside, that 100% of the time, if you open to the upside 100% of the time, that you close negative down here, okay, 100%. So it doesn't matter where we go first. Sit on your hands. You're literally in the middle of the range and be ready if it comes here, or inversely, be ready if it comes here. Okay, you don't have to figure it out here. That is not your job to determine where a price is going. It's not my job. I have my belief. I just showed you where I think it's going, but I'm not fixing to trade it up to that. I'm not fixing to long from here to that. I'm just ready for when it comes here so that I can big short it back down. And if I'm wrong, I don't care. I don't have to be right, right? Because I didn't long it up here, so it doesn't matter to me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I just wait till it gets here and I long it back up because historically I have a 100% chance of having a big winning trade here. Again, could it fail this time? Could this be the first time it's failed? Sure it can. But I'm going to wager on 100% stat 100% of the time. I hope that makes sense, guys. I feel like I clouded this thing up for you guys today. Here's where I'm messing up. These should be in the other box. There. All right, yeah, that's what I'm looking for, right there. This is what I like. Screenshot it. This is what I like. If I'm wrong, then this is what you're going to get. Okay? If I'm wrong, this is what you're going to get. Okay? If I'm right, this is what you're going to get. I got to rename these. That's what's throwing me off. This is April stats low. High. All right. This is my projection. This is the other 100% stat. Both of which with an 85% chance. Both of these scenarios have an 85% chance of hitting their target in the very first week. Both of them. All right, there's the stats. Did I confuse the hell out of everyone? Put a one in chat if you're confused as hell. I'm sorry, guys. It's really so not confusing. I just try to confuse it. I try to make it confusing so you think you can't do it on your own. I think it's just my way of explaining. Eon says it makes sense. Max says it makes sense. West Coast, he gets it. Johnny 5 is with me. All right, good. Trading on MEXC, guys. Copy trading. If you're just joining us, there, I think, is a pinned comment. There's a pinned comment now, a pinned chat message. If you want to copy trade me, tomorrow is the last day to copy trade me. I will shut it off. If you're in there, you will not be kicked out. You will still be able to copy trade me. There just will be no one new added. And I know we lost 2 trades in the last 24 hours, but we won 18 more. So give me a break. Give me a break. We've taken 58 trades and we've lost 6, so we're batting 90%. That's pretty damn good. Anybody want any altcoins? Zcash was ripping today. Let's take a look at Zcash. Zcash ripping, guys. I say ripping. It's up like 11%. That's pretty damn good, though. Everything, all the other alts are up a percent. Oh, gosh. Algorand's ripping, too. I just saw that. Let's go to Algorand. We always look at Zcash. I know I got some Algorand lovers in the house. Algorand is total dog crap. Stay away from it. But it is up 11% right now. Look at Algo getting the little pump. I mean, look at that, right off of value area low. I mean, right off of value area low. Wish WorldCoin would get a 10% pump. I bought WorldCoin the other day. I showed you guys my buy order Thursday on the stream. I was looking for the swoopity-doop of the October 10th low. Okay, we did. We took it out. I had a buy order set right here at like 26 cents, I think. So I'm up a little bit. What is that? I don't know, about 5% up. 80,000. I think it was $80,000. $80,000 order. I don't have my Kraken pulled up. So I'm up about 4 grand, 4 grand. But I think we had lower. So I'll show you something interesting, though, kind of interesting. There's a chance. I really hate to even show this example. Oh, gosh. I know how some of you folks are about XRP. I hate to show it. I don't think XRP has bottomed. Let me state that. But there's a chance that some of these alts have already bottomed. Oh, what do you mean, Anthony? There's no way. Bitcoin's going down 20, 30 more percent. There's no way. Well, let me show you what I mean. Let me go to a split screen here. Like, I think it's very possible Fetch AI has already bottomed. I hate to say that. Because I had the dang bottom. I mean, almost to the dang penny. I had it, and I sold it. Let's take a look. I'm on the weekly Bitcoin, weekly XRP. All right. So this is kind of the area that we think we're in. Like right in here, right? I'm going to highlight Bitcoin over here. Or maybe none of these have bottomed yet. I don't remember which coin I was looking at yesterday. I was looking at one of these. But anyway, I want you to notice this. So XRP bottomed here when Bitcoin came down in June. I think it was June of last cycle. July, June right here, June of last cycle. XRP also came down. Bitcoin, everything bounced, right? Bitcoin came, though, and set another low. Took this out. Boom. XRP bottomed. That was it. Never came back. Never came back. And it's not the only one. So y'all don't go getting all like, ooh, got to get XRP now. I don't think that. I think XRP is a terrible, terrible investment. I think you're going to make a huge mistake. I talked about this with Thanos one day, and the reasons I think it's a massive mistake if you buy it. But it wasn't the only one. But just for those of you who think, and a lot of coins when Bitcoin came and said this was low, a lot of coins just did the same thing and really tanked then, but not all of them, okay? Not all of them. So my point is when Bitcoin makes this next move down, probably next month, especially with this historical data, some of your alts could bottom, okay? So you need to be, your shopping list needs to be filled out, and you need to be ready, okay? The stronger ones will likely bottom. Irregardless if Bitcoin comes to set another new bottom, they could bottom and never come back. So just keep that in mind. I wish I saw several of these coins yesterday. I just can't remember. I should have written them down. Was Fetch one of them? No. See, Fetch followed Bitcoin. Right here, that's June. Then it came up, and when Bitcoin came back down, Fetch came back down. There were several, though. I just can't remember. I should have written them down. And things like Cardano here, they bottomed there in June, and they did nothing but continue down, right? They didn't even get, they got a little bounce. And then when Bitcoin bottomed here, the ultimate bottom there, Cardano continued down significantly even after Bitcoin had bottomed another 24%. And then did it all over again. Double bottom there while Bitcoin was moving up. So it just depends. I guess it just depends. The point is, just kind of be watching. I looked at 3 or 4 coins yesterday that bottomed before Bitcoin. All right, Doge is one of them. Dogecoin. This is the June bottom for Bitcoin. Bounce, never came back. I mean, it kind of came back close, but never ever took this low. So it bottomed here with the June. So kind of your stronger coins, you could be having the bottom in the next week or two. This though, part of this, guys, you all know this last drop, in my opinion, Bitcoin really bottomed here. That was the bottom. This was an FTX scandal, and FTX just started dumping all their coins, and some panic selling from people freaking out, not knowing what was going to happen. But this was FTX. So if not for this, Bitcoin never comes back and makes this low, in my opinion. But it did. So be looking for your alts, not financial advice. Most alts will follow Bitcoin. If Bitcoin sets a low this next month, and then later in October, November sets another low, most alts will set a significant other low. I really kind of think, I'm going to go out on a limb, I think Fetchcoin has bottomed. I was very adamant that all coins will come take out their October 10th low. I just don't necessarily think that about Fetch now. I could be wrong. I mean, this pump up is nothing more than what it did here and rolled bigger, here and rolled bigger. So, I mean, you could certainly roll bigger. Take this low out. It's just really holding up nicely. I hope I'm wrong. I want Fetch down here, 8-9 cent Fetch. That is just a really big move from right now. 62% to point of control. Whereas WorldCoin just took its October 10th low. So, I mean, it's like literally like at it right now. It already took it. It doesn't have to move down 62% to take it. That's a really big drop. Let's look at near. Oh gosh, look at this scribble scrabble. It's already taken its October 10th low. Solana already taken its low. Chainlink, West Coast's coin, already took its October 10th low. HBAR already took its October 10th low. Yeah, West Coast, I thought you liked Chainlink. You don't like Chainlink? I thought you liked Chainlink. My bad if not. Cardano already took its yeah. Chainlink, we'll go back to it real quick. We haven't looked at this in a while. Wow, we haven't looked at this since late February. Let's take a look. Let's update it. You already took your October 10th low. Let's see. Had we taken it then? Yeah, we'd already taken it then. So you already took your October 10th low. You're moving down. It looks weak. You're about to print another weekly red dot. You're probably going to wind up, before all is said and done, creating this little, which is good, this head and shoulders pattern on momentum, right? Something like this on the weekly time frame. And it's going to give you a nice bullish divergence there on the weekly. But you're definitely about to come down a little lower, in my opinion. You're still thick in the red on money flow. You can see VWAP curving over. You're going to come down the next few weeks, hit a red dot, something like that. This is going to spin back down. You're going to kind of pig's nipple that up while you create this head and shoulders pattern. Basically bottom forming. So this looks very close to a bottom. Okay, this is what bottom forming cipher structure looks like. Okay, I don't know, this was at the bottom, but I don't know when this was. Let's see. Perfect. Look, so this looks kind of exactly the same, right? This looks exactly the same. Almost. Let me clear this up just a hair. You guys pay attention because you'll be able to go on your coin or give it to me. Drop your coin in chat if you want me to look at yours. Not all coins will look bottomy. I can assure you some coins still have 60, 70, 80% more to go. But look, pretend like this wasn't here, okay? Pretend like to the right was not here, okay? So what you had was, you didn't know at the time, but you had a left shoulder, you had a head, and you later came back and formed a right shoulder. I know it's an ugly, wonky-looking shoulder, but it is, okay? It is what it is. Your money flow was here. It was deep in the red and starting to curve. Let me zoom in. Your money flow was deep in the red and starting to curve back up. You kind of created this little pig's nipple thing to the upside, right? And eventually you got the head and shoulders break. You were bottom forming here. I didn't say you were kicking off a bull run. You were bottom forming here, okay? And look how that looks similar. You got a left shoulder. You got a head. I don't know how high this is going to come up. I don't know if it's going to come up, make an equal shoulder, if it's going to make an ugly, wonky shoulder like this. I don't know. But you're probably going to come up, come back down, and form another shoulder. And let's zoom out. And you can see what happened. I mean, you can see what happened. During that period of time, let's move to the right. So now we're going to move to the right of the vertical white line. What were you doing? You were forming the bottom. You were forming the bottom. So this is what bottom forming cipher looks like, just like this. You got head and shoulders forming. You got money flow thick, and kind of come down to that thick point to where you don't really ever see it go lower than that. This is on the weekly, and starting to come back up. That doesn't mean you're about to rip back up, but that means you are bottom forming. Right? And I acknowledge it stayed here for months, but you're bottom forming. You weren't still headed lower, right, is the point. You were forming the bottom. And that's what you look like right now on Link. You're forming the bottom. Okay, and you're probably going to come form it in the exact same area. You're probably going to come right down to pointing to probably all the way down. I mean, clear support and resistance here. Probably going to come all the way down there. You don't have a springboard yet. You do not have a springboard. So I definitely think you have one more low to form that springboard, that good bullish springboard, right? Wherever this is, you're going to form that good bullish springboard and spring off. You had it here, but no divergence, right? So you're not springing off. I mean, a little baby spring, but you're essentially diving back into it because you don't have the divergence to spring you up out of there. Hope that makes sense. Your springboard was actually formed here. Boom, boom. It's hard to see because you got all this clutter in the way, but you actually formed the springboard there. You can see a little better there on the 2 week. So yeah, you're coming into some good bottom forming structure here. But you're not there yet. You'll come into here. Probably all the way down if I had to guess. And then what would you expect? Just in my opinion, you're not going to get anything great out of this. I'll tell you what to look for, West Coast, because I know you're going to buy this. I would never buy this, but I know you're going to buy it. And one reason I would never buy it is because it's old. I mean, it's like old as dirt. It's been around since 2018, 2019. And by crypto standards, that is really old, which means it is old news, right? And you know, the coins that perform better, the altcoins that perform better nowadays are the young punks, the young kids like the hyped up coins, the trendy crap. And just these OG coins just don't perform as well. But even if you were lucky enough to get blue line to blue line, it's only 240%. That's not very good. But I'll tell you, But I know you're going to buy this no matter what I say. I know you're going to buy it what I say. And you're going to look for your 240%. But I will tell you, bro, let me caution you in my opinion, and don't hate me if this thing runs up to like $500. But look, you've got a major 2-cycle bull run, bear market, bull run, bear market, 2 cycles, macro low right there at 476. Listen to me now. If you take that out, if you take out 476, you will not rotate back to very, very high, in my opinion, because you will have changed macro structure on the life of the coin. Okay? I don't really count this release crap down here at like 30 cents. You will change the macro structure here, right? You have to see that, right? You probably are going to, because you already set a higher or lower high, right? You had lows, you had a high, you had a higher low, then you had a lower high. But if you come down and take that out and you set a lower low, you can expect another lower high, okay? You have to know that. I would not touch it because you could look like algo then. You could look like algo, right? Algo did good, $3, but it had a low and a cycle. What happened last cycle? Took out that low, right? Let me delete this so you can see it a little better. You're going to do the same thing, bro. I'm telling you. Boom. You took out that low on Algorand. In 2 cycles in a row, you hit $3. 2. Okay? But it's an OG coin, right? Been out since 2019. Same as Chainlink's. An OG coin. It's losing its flair. But more importantly, from a technical standpoint, you took out the macro low. So you changed structure to bearish. And what happened? You got a lackluster little retrace there and down, right? And now what's happened? Just what I'm telling you is going to happen in Chainlink if you take it out. Now you're setting another low. So you see what I'm saying? And on this particular coin, because you changed macro, you got nothing. It was crap. I mean, it was awful. I don't even think you get to 382. I don't even think you came close to the 382. You didn't even come close to the 382. You didn't even come close to the 236. The 236 here would have been at 73 cents, and you came to 61. You even hit a 236. Same thing's going to happen to Chainlink if you take out that low. Just caution you, brother. Same thing. Read the writing on the wall. Let Algorand, I know you're in the hokey stuff. Let you borrow. I let you borrow one of Jane's crystal balls. The writing's on the wall. You take out that low, you're going to regret buying it. But if you don't, you might be good. You can come up and set a new high because you will technically have still maintained some bullish structure on the macro. Any other coins, guys? Any other coins? What's bitter corn doing? This was good. God, we had this 0.5. We almost took that short. I was so close to pulling the trigger. I was watching it. Just a slow reaction, and I wanted this. We could still look for this bigger trade. Still a couple of more hours before the quarterly options close, so you can still get some last-minute razzle-dazzle as people kind of beat the buzzer. Any more alts you want me to look at, guys? Let's take a look at our poll. If you haven't answered the poll for your copy traders, I'll give you 10 seconds. Three, two. All right. Copy traders. Scalper day trades for April. 1 or 2 big day trades, 64%. Lots of scalps, 36%. There it is. We're going to day trade. we are going to day trade. I can't tell you the direction that we're going to open April to because we are smack dab in the middle of the historical statistical averages. But I can tell you with 85% certainty that one of our boxes, either our monthly high or monthly low, will get hit in the first week. I'm 85% sure of that. And that is not me just throwing a number on the wall and seeing if it sticks. That has happened 85% of the time. And then it has been reverse course, reverse direction only after that 100% of the time. For those of you that missed that, there's never been a month that you open to the downside, say you open here, and closed somewhere to the downside. Never happened before. 100% of the time, if you open to the downside and find that low in the first week, you've always closed above the monthly open, wherever that may be, So we'll see if that stat holds. And likewise, 100% of the time when you've opened to the high side, right? So you open there 100% of the time, you've closed down here somewhere, wherever that may be. So knowing that, we're currently in the middle. I'm going to sit on my hands and wait. We're either going to get there or we're going to get there first. And when we do, I'm going to short or long the hell out of it heavily on copy trade and personal account for a big day trade. And I'm going to stay in it. And in my opinion, not financial advice, you should too. Why am I going to stay in it? I'll have invalidation points, of course. I'll have stop losses. But I'm not going to look to just quick scalp it because my stat is 100% that we're reversing from here, whichever way it goes, 100%. So you enter your trade, if you do so, in my opinion, with confidence. Don't get shaken out looking at the 1 minute time frame. This is a monthly stat. I'm not going over 1 minute stats. This is a monthly stat. It takes a month to play out. So if you're sitting there panicking over 5 or 6 minutes of staring at the chart, you should be scalping. But this is a day trade we're talking about. It's actually a swing trade. I'm calling for the move to the high side to open the month. You see my my derp lines, my herpa derp lines, as Crown calls them. My derp lines. I'm looking for a bigger move down also. I got that on there too somewhere. Right there. I'm going to throw these in the other box too. I'm going to change this. This is going to be my high target if open to the low. If open to the high. Oh, Fetch getting a pop. Look at that, guys. Fetch was just at even, like even. And now, what is, God, goodness gracious. It just popped up like 3-4%. That Fetch is a beast, y'all. Look at that. Gosh. $3.5% in 10 minutes. Wow. Come on, WorldCoin, what are you doing? Ooh, look at this. This is shortable. Look at this 6 minute shortable. I would short this. I should short this. But I don't mess with altcoins. I don't leverage trade altcoins anyway. That's shortable. Watch this. All right, guys. Nobody else says any more altcoins. We're going to get out of here. You know what we're looking for. And remember, in case you're joining me late, if you just screenshotted this, I will keep these boxes here, but I may adjust them just slightly at the daily close today, the monthly close today, because these lines, these targets were put on here based upon current price. But if Bitcoin closes $3,000 higher or lower today, those my predictions will stay the same, but the target boxes will move accordingly based upon the percentage that Bitcoin has moved from this current price. All right, guys, that's it. You're welcome, West Coast Eons. You're welcome. We'll be back. Listen, I said this earlier, but this is quarterly close day. It's like FOMC day. It's unpredictable. I don't care what anybody tells you. It's unpredictable. Tomorrow, things should be back to normal. We're going to do VIP Discord trading for the U.S. market. Well, I take that back. Maybe I won't since you voted for day trading. We can still do some scalp trades there. I might just scalp on my own account. Unless y'all give me the thumbs up to do some scalps for that particular stream only, then I'll copy trade those. We'll talk about it in the morning, but we'll do that in the morning. We should have much more predictable price action. Let's look at Bitcoin one more time. Although we did call this. I mean, we actually nailed it, to be perfectly honest. Right? Look, 2 days in a row. Guys, this is so easy. This is so easy. Look, this was yesterday. Asia, UK, they both trended in the same direction. What I always tell you, when they both trend in the same direction, the U.S. reverses. Simple. Simple. What happened? Overnight, Asia, UK trended down. What happened? They trend in the same direction. The U.S. reverses. Simple, guys. Simple. The tough part is if Asia trends one way and then the UK doesn't continue the trend, then it's kind of a coin flip with the U.S. But when they trend in the same direction, the U.S. reverses. Example 1, example 2. I can show you countless examples. So if you aren't taking these trades like that in the morning, you should. I just jump in and scalp these with you guys. But you guys know what to look for. Y'all know what to look for. All right, guys, that's it. I'm out of here. Discord trading in the morning. I love you guys. The Lord loves you. He does. It's true.